In the show SpongeBob SquarePants, the Krabby Patty secret formula is sacred and belongs to Mr. Krabs. In the show, Mr. Krabs usually stops his nemesis Plankton from stealing the formula. In this metaphor, the phenotype represents either Mr. Krabs or Plankton possessing the formula. Key characters are the genes that determine the end phenotype. Either transcription of Mr. Krabs' gene occurs and the formula is safe, or no transcription of the Mr. Krabs gene occurs and it's stolen by Plankton. This is the wild-type relationship of the genes which results in Mr. Krabs being transcribed. The genes that determine the fate of the formula are Patrick, SpongeBob, Plankton, and Mr. Krabs. The Patrick gene is expressed, and when the gene product is encouraging SpongeBob to apply for a job at the Krusty Krab. Without Patrick, SpongeBob would have never worked at the Krusty Krab in the first place, and the Patrick gene product activates translation for SpongeBob. Just like SpongeBob needs Patrick to support him in taking action, the Hunchback gene needs the support of the bicoid protein. It receives support for expression by accepting a transcription factor binding site from bicoid. Without bicoid, the Hunchback gene would not be active, just like SpongeBob in this first slide. The SpongeBob gene product protects the secret formula from Plankton. An example of the SpongeBob gene product is when SpongeBob successfully stops Plankton from faking an injury and suing the Krusty Krab. SpongeBob's gene product represses the transcription of Plankton. This repression is like how Nanos inhibits the Hunchback gene. Just like SpongeBob inhibits Plankton's actions, Nanos inhibited the Hunchback's mRNA from being transcribed in order to prevent the Hunchback proteins from making anterior structures. Plankton's gene is usually repressed, so its gene product of evil plans to steal the formula are always stopped. If it weren't for SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs would not be able to keep the secret formula. Since Plankton cannot repress the Mr. Krabs gene, Mr. Krabs' gene product is the success of the Krusty Krab and a safe Krabby Patty formula. If the Patrick gene is mutated so it's either absent or not working, SpongeBob would not be translated and end up unemployed. Plankton would not be repressed, so the translation of his gene would lead to him stealing the formula and defeating Mr. Krabs by repressing the Mr. Krabs gene. The only gene that would not result in a changed phenotype is if the Plankton gene was mutated so it is absent or not working. Patrick still activates SpongeBob's gene translation, but his role is irrelevant because he does not have to stop Plankton from repressing Mr. Krabs' gene. Even if we delete SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs will still have his restaurant because there was a time before when he didn't have SpongeBob and still had the Krabby Patty formula.